Bonjour and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your next 3 months tarot reading. This is going to be a reading that's going to look at the months of April, May and June, so the longer term picture rather than just the monthlies that look at what's on your doorstep right now. So this is going to be a reading for the people born under the cards of the Empress, the Hangman and the World cards. If you do not know what your tarot birth card is, I have dropped you a link in the description box below to a short instructional videos on how to work it out, and then you can come back and check out which reading is the one for you. So for this reading today, I'm going to be using two different decks. I'm going to be using the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle, which is this one, to pull out the three main energies for the 3 months, and I will clarify with the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot, which is the companion to it. I reviewed both of those decks. They are truly gorgeous, and if you're interested in checking out the artwork and you've got a bit of time, or you may even want them for yourselves, there's a link to their reviews in the description box below too. So, with that being said, I hope you are all doing fantastically well and that you've had a good month so far. And without further ado, let's begin. So if you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now's the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle it. So what do my querents born under the Empress card, the Hangman card and the World card need to hear for their highest good for the next 3 months, please? Alright, so your first energy is connection. Then we have knowledge. And then we have the etheric body. So let me put this to the side. So this oracle works on elements, and I can already see that for the first 2 months you've got the same element here, which is the air element, so to do with the mental body. So we have connection and knowledge. So there may be a need for you to do some networking in order to gain some kind of information or develop a skill that you already have. Now obviously you'll come here for different reasons. If this is to do with your career, there may be a necessity to be in touch with some kind of a mentor, someone who has experience, who could help you develop your skill in order to move up, in whatever field you're in. If you are studying or you're going to university, it's the same thing. There may be a need for you to research as well, to deepen your knowledge base is what I mean, about whatever it is that you are looking into. If you're trying to start a business, there are lots of steps that need to occur before it can be successful and up and running. So same thing. And there may be a need to network and, call upon the help of people that you know. There may also be something very fortunate, something fated is another thing that I'm hearing, like a meeting, someone who out of the blue contacts you, because the universe has a way of doing things like that for us, and presents you with an opportunity, that's going to expand your knowledge. And for the 3rd month, we have the element of spirit, which is the heather. And this is to do with your aura. So this is a call to balance your energy between the energy of your body and your actual, what I mean by that is your physical energy, and your aura, your auric energy. Because, when we experience different feelings and emotions, how vibration changes. It vibrates high, it vibrates slightly lower, depending on what's going on. And this has an effect on our aura and how we attract people or repulse, actually, put people off, depends on that. But there's a big message here for you to look at your aura. And maybe look also at the at your chakras. Do you have a chakra that's slightly out of alignment, you know, not spinning as fast as the others, for instance? Any kind of blockage, you know, having a look at that. Okay, let's clarify with the tarot. So can you clarify those messages for my Aquarians, please? So I see a period of growth and development. And the other thing I'd say to you is that with this knowledge card here, you may be getting some kind of an awakening as well, which is why there's a change in your aura. I'm getting very positive vibes from this card, like spiritual kind of vibes, growth, enlightenment, that kind of thing. It may be talking about your connection to the source, to your ancestors, to the angels, whoever you're working with. So if you're here, you know, for your spiritual path, that could be what this is referring to. But there's definitely growth. And bearing in mind your ruling number is number 3, which is the number of growth, expansion, evolution. This is something that's very suited to your soul path. All right, let's see what we have for you. We begin with the Hangman, which is a major arcana, big energy. And then you have the Moon, another major arcana. And the 8 of Cups. We then have, oh, that is beautiful, Temperance, another major arcana. You've got big energies coming up. The 5 of Wands. And the 2 of Coins. Finally, we have the 2 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Magician, another major arcana. I will talk to you about that in a minute. The bottom of the deck, which is the energy underlying, you know, pushing you, working you towards something. We have the Emperor, another major arcana. Yeah, so we have big energies in the next 3 months for you. And the Emperor is somebody who conquers, who builds his stability, his prosperity and abundance. This is fire energy. 4 represents the strong foundation, you know, like you have in furniture and buildings, tends to have 4 corners. And the Emperor is somebody who is strategist and who knows how to get their troops to victory. So they are clearly focused, they have an aim they're trying to achieve, and they take all of the steps in order to build that empire, that stability, that sense of abundance as well for themselves. And this is where, you know, what we're trying to go towards, which is very interesting. You may be feeling this energy within yourself, that desire to build something. This is another message that just, you know, occurred in my head. So under connection, we have the Hangman, the Moon, and the 8 of Cups. I can clearly see from this, without even getting into depth for each card, that there is a need to release something. Okay, we have the Hangman, and we have the 8 of Cups. Now, if I delve into detail for that, the Hangman is a card that talks about having to make a self-sacrifice, release something in order to free yourself. You know, you've got one foot tied in there, and it's not always easy, but until you do so, you're going to be in some kind of period of stagnation, and things will seem like they're kind of stuck. The other layer that we find in the Hangman is the need to look at something from a different point of view. You know, a situation which may help you unhinge the situation at the moment. Now, because it's under the card of connection, it may well be, for some of you, not all of you, that you have to turn your back on a connection you have with somebody or a place of work, for instance. Okay, so take what resonates. Because with the 8 of Cups, this is the card where we see you turning your back on something. Now, this is a very empowered energy. The 8 always represents advancement, in the tarot, cups is your emotional body. So it's to do with your feelings, your emotions, and your intuition. And the Eight of Cups is empowering in the sense that this is you realizing that you need to let go of something because maybe you've outgrown the situation, the relationship, or the job. Or maybe you just realize it's no longer serving you for whatever reason. This is not an easy energy because, yes, it is empowering to realize this, but when we turn our back on something and we move forward, you know, it's not easy to turn your back on something. I don't care what people say when they say, you know, I can just, you know, you're going to be fine, you just turn your back and you move on. We are humans, and this deals with the emotions and the feelings, and what I'm trying to say to you is that you may feel a little bit of a pang of sadness when you turn your back, but it's very important to remember why you're doing it, because this is where your strength and your willpower resides. You know, you are making this empowered decision, knowing that it's not easy to leave something behind, which is why the Hangman is here. I did talk about the notion of self-sacrifice, but you know in the long term, in the longer run, it will be better for you. And we have the Moon as well here. Now, the Moon, and obviously there are layers to the cards, particularly with the major arcana, because they are big archetypal energies. But the Moon may represent your uncertainty. You know, everything under the moonlight looks different from under the light of the sun, where, you know, the sun is just, everything's bright and very clear. In the moonlight, things tend to have different shape and forms, and it taps into our insecurities. You know, there's doubts because you're not quite sure what lies ahead, you can't really see. Now, the other element of the Moon card is to say, you know, trust your intuition. Your intuition is your higher self talking to you. You feel that you need to turn your back on something is for a very good reason, and this will unhinge everything else to come. So this card of connection may well be you severing, as I said, a connection with a relationship, a work, a place of work, or whatever. Or you may feel a connection towards something else or someone else, which is why you're turning your back on something that was holding you back. So obviously take what resonates, you know. And then under the card of knowledge, we have another major arcana, the card of Temperance. And by the way, obviously I did not mention it, but for some of you, the Hangman is your card, okay? So this is going to be a card that's, this is something that's going to be even more significant for you in that respect, because it's part of your soul growth to learn to let go of something. So that's a message for the people who are specifically born under the Hangman card. You know, this is something that is like a soul purpose kind of lesson. You know, how you grow is by letting go of things, releasing things, and accepting it. So yeah, that's for you guys specifically. But under knowledge, we have the Temperance card, the Five of Wands, and the Two of Coins. Okay, so the Temperance card is the card of equilibrium and balance. You know, no excess is basically what this card essence is. It's talking about making sure that, you know, you have patience, you have moderation in everything you do, that you don't burn yourself out. But this is also a card of alchemy, and it's very interesting because it's under the card of knowledge, which is mixing two different elements and creating a brand new element that didn't exist before at its core. And with the card of knowledge, this may be the approach that you are needing to adopt in order to gain that knowledge. And the other thing I would say to you, which I'm getting very, very strongly right now, is because of the Five of Wands, and I will explain that in a minute, this alchemy that will happen towards May, you know, in that 3 months period, may be something to do within yourself, like you reconciling yourself with your higher self. If your current path is not in line with your soul's purpose, with your higher self, there's going to be a dichotomy, and you're going to feel like it's not quite right, but you won't be able to really explain why. And so there may need to be a reconciliation between your higher self and your conscious self. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we've got this Five of Wands here. Now the Five is a disruptive energy, just generally speaking, which can signal obviously a change or a challenge depending on whether you go with the flow or whether you resist the energy. And Wands is passion. It represents your spirit, your drive. The Five of Wands represents some kind of conflict or discord. Now it may be with your environment, but this is not what I'm getting at all. The message I'm getting very distinctively here is that the discord is within yourself. There is an inner struggle, and you need to reconcile, as I said, your conscious mind, your conscious self with your higher self, with your true source purpose. And you're going to come to that point where you have to make a choice, because the Two of Coins represents the duality, polarity, but the crossroads as well that we encounter, the decisions we're having to make, which path are we going to take. And this is very, very tangible, because this is to do with the physical body, with your finances, your career, where you live. It touches you every single day. So the Two of Coins is a card that shows you're going to be assessing, weighing up your options, looking at your resources, and when I mean resources, does not necessarily have to be just money. It could be time, it could be people who can help you, you know. So I can see that this is going to need to occur, and you know, and obviously if things continue in the way they are, because I'm reading energy, this is what will occur. There's going to be the need to reconcile what's going on in your everyday life, basically, with what your higher self is trying to get you to do, and it's being open to it, and reconciling this within yourself will give you a great knowledge of yourself and will help you grow and move forward. So yes, you may be finding yourself reassessing even your priorities, is what I'm hearing. You know, should I spend so much time doing this rather than doing that? Maybe there is some kind of imbalance in your workplace as well, is what I'm seeing. You know, maybe too much work, not enough play going on in your life. Or the other way around. For some of you, you may have somebody in your life who's taking up a lot of your time and preventing you from actually fulfilling your potential or going on your source path. So obviously take what resonates. It may also well be that if this is a new connection coming into your life, this is gonna put you in a position where you're gonna have to reassess where your priorities lie, and you know, mix everything together to get the right balance, is what I'm seeing very clearly here. And by the way, when I mentioned the Emperor and said that, you know, this is that drive to build and create your abundance, your prosperity, your stability, this could also be this new connection, maybe the Emperor. And obviously no genders attached, remember, we're just talking about the energy of the card, so anyone who represents the traits that I described previously. And then under the etheric body, we have the Two of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Magician. Now the two twos follow each other, and as I've just said, you know, they represent crossroads, decision, and also the duality that resides within ourselves. The Two of Swords is to do with the mental body, so this is kind of being stuck and not making a decision. Now that can be for any amount of reasons, and please do not think for 1 second that I am judging, because I would never do that, and trust me, I have made wrong decisions and I go down the rabbit hole and I beat myself up about it, so you know, I understand. But the Two of Swords is that card that says your guard is up and you are not making a decision. You're protecting yourself, maybe because you've been hurt before, or maybe because you feel you don't have enough information about the situation and you don't feel confident enough to move forward because of this. And this could be because of this internal turmoil and assessing things, and you know, that Five of Wands energy I described, and the need to have moderation and reconcile your higher self with your conscious self. So this is why the Two of Swords is appearing, because it is like a physical manifestation in your mind. And I did sense with this card, I said to you with the your auric energy, that there may be some kind of difference between what your physical body is emanating energy-wise and what your aura is. And then we've got this Knight of Cups and the Magician. Now I love this because this moves you out of this stagnation and brings about this wonderful energy I felt when I said to you, but I'm getting very positive energy coming out of this card. You know, like enlightenment. And it doesn't have to be spiritual enlightenment. It may be, you know, like an epiphany on where you need to go next, what you need to do. Because Knights represents things moving forward, and they also represent offers that come your way. Because we're in the water element of the emotions and the feelings, the Knight of Cups may be somebody coming to you with an offer, an opportunity that has the potential to really bring you emotional fulfillment and contentment. So this could well be this new connection coming in once you've released something else. The other thing I'd say to you is it could well be you deciding to take the reins of your life and pursuing what is for you the cup of joy that the Knight of Cups holds. So this could be the dream career, you know, the one that doesn't just pay the bills but also brings you emotional satisfaction. This could be the romantic relationship where you feel seen, valued, and there's equal give and take. You know, whatever this is for you. This could be satiating your desire and need for spiritual knowledge. You know, take what resonates. So it's either you taking the reins of your life and you know, pursuing it, or this is somebody bringing you this opportunity and then you transform into the Magician. I love this card. Big energy because it's a major arcana, but the Magician really is the card of the super manifester. So if this is you taking the reins of your life and going for what will bring you ultimately emotional fulfillment, this is you using everything you've got at the tip of your fingers. And I'm talking about in the tangible world, you know, using your time, using your resources, such as your finance resources, your network support, whether we're talking family, co-workers, people who could help you, mentors, and making it happen. You can see the grand design that she has on the card, and obviously no genders attached. But this is somebody who has a clear plan and is taking concrete steps and action in order to get to where they want. Now the other thing is, it could be otherwise this person bringing you an offer, an opportunity, and this person may have the characteristic of the Magician, someone who, you know, impresses you because they are capable of manifesting things, and they have a vision, and they have that aura about themselves. But for most of you, I must say, I see the transformation within you. I see you going from your guard is up, you know, having to do the inner work to reconcile what path you're on right now and what your soul needs you to be on, and taking the reins of your life, going for what's going to bring you happiness and manifesting it. And which is why then you get that glow in your aura and you will attract it. You'll be on full-blown manifestation. So that was a long reading, but I felt I needed to go in depth. I hope you've enjoyed your journey for the cards with me. If you did and you found it best helpful, please let me know in the comment box below. It helps me see whether you're connecting or not with my readings. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm truly humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a truly wonderful next 3 months, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.